very good news here. Harry Reid emphasizing the opt-out right now. And God, there's a New York Times story. Oof. You know how we told you about that poll that the Progressive Change Campaign Committee ran in Nevada saying Harry Reid, the poll didn't say it, the actual citizens of Nevada answering the poll said it, is being too weak, and we prefer that he's stronger and fights harder for a public option? Get a load of this. There's a quote out of the leadership offices in the New York Times saying, you know what, it looks like the public option has gotten a lot of momentum and we're feeling good about it. And you know we've always been in favor of the public option. And it might get inserted on the floor fight anyway, so we might as well put it in during the negotiations in this version. And it's important that we be seen as fighting for it. You know what that is? Message received. Oh, that was such a great idea to run that poll. You know, and I had a debate with some progressives off the air about whether it made sense or not, characterizing Harry Reid as weak, if that'll hurt our chances. That is so wrong. Adam Green, Stephanie Taylor at Progressive Change Campaign Committee were so right. They see that poll, and what does a politician do? He got scared. He's like, oh my God, I got to be seen as fighting for this thing. And then there's a boom, instantly, the next day, or 2 days later, in the New York Times, there's a quote saying, well, I'll tell you what, we're fighting for it. We're fighting for it. Strong. That's awesome. All right, now here comes the bad news. So they go to the White House, Harry Reid does, and he's looking for guidance. He's like, look, I got a couple of senators left, and it's only 2 or 3 now that are on the bubble. And it looks like we can get this thing done. And there's another senator quoted in one of the stories today, and he says, I'm looking for guidance. And and the congressman on the House side that was on the bubble said, I'm looking to see how things play out. Okay? I mean, they're being honest with you. They're saying to Obama, they're almost saying to him, come and please put pressure on me. Harry Reid goes to the White House, and Obama does not say a word one way or another. 3 different stories on it. He doesn't say, hey, I'm in favor of the opt-out. I insist on the public option. I want the trigger. Now, you could say, hey, it's a positive that he didn't say he wants the trigger, even though Rahm Emanuel has said it 100 times on air, right? But, dude, they're looking to you for leadership, and you don't say word one? You know what that signals to Harry Reid? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. Anyone that knows politics even a little bit gets the message. The message is, I'm not insisting on the public option. So you're on your own, Harry. If you want to do it, you do it. If you don't want to do it and you think it's too tough or you want to give in to the 2 or 3 senators left, I'm not going to put any pressure on them, and I'm not going to help you out. That's terrible. Terrible. I mean, and then some pundit wrote, well, maybe the Obama White House is waiting for the House and Senate versions to be combined, and that's where they'll get into the fight. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, maybe 3 years from now, after this debate is over, and in hindsight, they realize, oh, yeah. Oh, if not now, when? What Harry Reid is going to come out with in that Senate version is all important. That's 90% of it, okay? And Obama doesn't get into the fight? I think the PCCC needs to do a poll on if Obama's being too weak. Because that's just, look, there's only 2 possible explanations there. And again, I'm on the lookout for if they're skewing the stories. Politico skewed it for Pelosi. But there are a number of different sources that were in those meetings. And they all agree. Obama didn't say a word. He didn't encourage Harry Reid. He didn't insist. And he didn't say that he was going to put any pressure on any Democrats. Okay, he's MIA, missing in action. So, only 2 possible explanations. Either Obama is just weak and he's afraid to act. He's afraid to put pressure on the Democratic senators, the 2 or 3 that are left. Or he never wanted it. He made a deal with all the different parts of the healthcare industry, and he quietly told them, we're not going to have the public option. Now he feels bad because he made those deals. He doesn't want to go back on those deals. If he fights for the public option, it feels like it'll be perceived as going back on those deals and betraying those guys, lobbyists that he made the deals with, keeping it real. Now he got something back for those deals, but he did make them, it appears, according to the reports that we've seen. On the other hand, so now he can go to them and go, well, look, I didn't say anything either way. But you know what? That ain't leadership. And that's not fighting for change. That's profoundly disappointing. And unfortunately, that's where we stand right now with the Obama White House.